All right, guys, it is Monday, December 19th, 2022, and today marks 59 days I have left to finish my 55 two-door hardtop for Daryl Starbird's annual Rod and Custom Car Show in Tulsa, Oklahoma, coming up February 17th through the 19th of 2023. So I've been working on the car, and I've been doing video clips, and my GoPro has been messing up on me. It's getting to where it's freezing up, and you guys have probably noticed, you guys have been watching some of my latest videos, you'll notice the GoPro kind of freeze frames for a second, like it's glitching. So sometimes the GoPro freezes up, but it still records and you can still hear the audio, but it just freezes on the screen. So I've been losing lots of video footage. Unless I'm actually got the GoPro turned around like I have it now, where you're looking at the car and I can see the screen on the back of the GoPro, I know that it's not frozen up. But sometimes when I'm videoing like this, I don't know if it's froze up or not, because all I see is a counter on the front showing me the time. So anyway, I lost my intro video to show you guys what's been going on, and I lost another video clip of showing this. So I'd already had a pair of seat brackets put away, wrapped up and put away, and now I went back and dug them back out, took the bubble wrap off of them, got it back laid out so I can do this again. So hopefully the GoPro doesn't freeze up again and screw me up here. So I put this car together enough. I've been working on this thing for 9 years. I put it together enough with the front bench seat to drive to a friend of mine, Mark's cookout there. I don't even remember how long ago it was, a month ago probably. And so I stayed up pretty late that night trying to finish the front seat upholstery. Now, if you've been following along, I'm not a professional upholsterer. Built the whole car here in a garage. Been working on it for 9 years. Car's got about 17 miles on it now from me driving it to where it is now. But anyway, when I put the seat together in the car with just this seat back for me, I didn't even have, when I went to Mark's house, I didn't even have a seat back on the other side. And I didn't have a back seat in it or nothing, no door panels. It was just the bottom and the one seat back. And I still have to finish working this one. But I noticed right away that the seat, I set higher in the seat than what I did in any of the other cars, it seemed like. So it was just too high for me. I was sitting pretty high up into the headliner and I just didn't like it. I was also hitting my legs across the steering wheel, climbing in and out of the car, another thing I don't like. And that's kind of common on an original car because the original steering wheels are 18 inches. This is a 16 inch. This is a smaller than stock Bel Air steering wheel. So for me to be hitting my leg on that, I was kind of surprised. Now, normally when you reupholster a seat and put new foam in and everything, you're going to set higher than what you did. That's just common knowledge. But anyway, what I decided to do was just go through all my seat brackets here and see if I have a set that's lower, or section the ones that was in the car before. I was going to, chop them basically, chop them down, weld them back together, finish them out, paint them, and put them back in. So anyway, what I found out was the seat brackets that was in my wife's four-door, which is this one right here, these are the lowest set out of them I have here. And I'm going to show you this. This is very, very interesting, and you guys that may not know might learn a little something, but I'm still a little bit in the dark here in a sense. So what I have here is Tri-5 Chevy car seat brackets. These are all three set at the same spot underneath. I've got them set on the third notch because if you tried to measure seat height bracket differences in the heights of them, if this seat bracket was back here further, it would be a little bit lower. So I set them all three the same. And when I get the GoPro down here, you can see I've got a step ladder effect here. So that's small, medium, and large. These are 55 car seat brackets, and they're really tall. Now, the general rule of thumb that I was always under the impression of, if you wanted lower seats, to lower your front seat, bench seat in your 55 or 6, you could go with a 57 Chevy seat bracket. And that's the height difference between that and that. This is 55, this is 57. So that's a pretty noticeable height difference right there. If you're a tall guy, that's all the difference in the world probably right there, in a sense. Now, the way you can tell a 57 Chevy seat bracket is right here. The mounting holes at the front of the rear of the bracket. See how the mounting hole's back here at the very back? That's the difference. It's like the little hole and the big holes reversed. So anyway, these are 57 Chevy. This is what I had in the hardtop because I'd already painted them my, you know, Galaxy Gray Pearl Base Coat Clear Coat. So anyway, my idea was I would just section them down. So by chance, I decided to go out and check the ones in my wife's four-door. And because her seat's not bolted down, you know, hers is a project car. And I went out and took the seat, you know, flipped it upside down, and I looked, and I knew right away it was a different seat bracket because of the way the front's made. So I'll turn these sideways and show you this. So you can see the way these brackets are made. They come back at an angle right here at the front. This one comes back at an angle. This one comes back, but it has a notch, like a little bracket thing right here made in it. So I knew that was kind of different. So I went ahead and pulled them off the four-door seat and brought them in here and started measuring. And that's when I found out that these were the lowest ones I had on the place. And when I measured that with a tape measure, these from my wife's four-door are a ½ inch lower than the 57 ones that I had in the car before. So that's going to be another ½ inch height difference for me from hitting my leg on the bottom of the steering wheel, and also my overall height in the car. So I'm pretty happy about that. Now this is not what's supposed to be in the four-door. When I took the seat brackets off, it had mix match bolts in it. One of them even had a Star Washer factory bolt, and then the others were like hardware store fine thread bolts. In case you don't have your seat bolts to put your seat brackets to your seat or bolt your seat to your floor, they take a fine thread 5/16 by 24 bolt. So they were mix match bolts, and also somebody on the adjustment rod that goes from each bracket to adjust the seat forward or back, somebody had really like tweaked on that thing. So somebody had changed these brackets out at one time in that four-door's life. So that tells me whoever had the four-door before us was a really tall person. That car's changed hands a couple of times. So anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting that there's a difference in brackets. So I got in there on try5.com's website and I did a little research in the search box, and there was a write-up in there about seat brackets and stuff, and somebody had said that there's a really rare 56 Chevy seat bracket out there, and apparently that's what these are. So I don't know. I'm a little in the dark, but anyway, I have a 57 bracket there, which is supposed to be the lowest. And that's going to be the easiest for you guys. If you're wanting your 55 seat lower, so you're not sitting so high in it, get you a pair of 57 brackets. But if you're looking at them online, like eBay or something, be sure and look at where that mounting bolt is. The 57 bolts are up here instead of being back here. So that's how you tell. But I really am assuming that this is the rare 56 ones, because these are way lower. Now, I was told like 20 years ago by another guy that was a Tri-5 guy that the Nomad, convertible, and hardtops had their own seat brackets. Not according to Try5.com. They were all the same, unless it was 57 Chevy or these rare 56 ones. So anyway, if you're confused as much as I am, congratulations, you did follow along. But anyway, I have 3 different height brackets, and what I ended up doing was I took the ones from my wife's four-door that ended up being lower. They're definitely not original from that car, and these are a ½ inch lower than the 57 ones. And that is a drastic difference from what's supposed to be on my wife's four-door, as you can see right there. Look at the height difference in that. So anyway, I blasted these with my blaster, and I painted them with some DP90 epoxy. And I was going to Scotch-Brite these down today and paint them, and I just decided screw it and just bolt them on there. So that's what I did. You know, it has like a satiny, almost looks like a flat black or a satin black, so it's good enough. It's a seat bracket. You're not going to see it anyway when the seat shells are on, so there's no sense in going through all the materials and messing with it, you know what I mean? Because the paint that I painted these with is base coat clear coat, and that means I got to clean the paint gun twice, and I'm almost out of lacquer thinner. So I just decided I'd bolt them in like that. So I wouldn't consider it cutting corners. I'd just call it cheating at this point. But anyway, guys, that's trying to get you caught up to what's been going on, because I lost the footage. But that is the seat bracket height differences, and I'm going with the lower ones, the lowest ones I have here, which should help me out a lot. So I'm right at 6 foot tall, and that 1/2 inch height difference should be quite a bit. It should put it about where I want it. So hopefully I don't have to section them. I shouldn't have to section them, but anyway, so that gets you caught up to where I'm at. What else? What else? I got my sending unit in from Speedway for the fuel tank, because the one I had in here before is leaking. And then I got my other leaf spring setting over here. So I have to actually paint it. I've got to Scotch-Brite it down and paint it with the chassis black, because that is the DP90 there. But I haven't made it that far yet because I've been trying to redo this intro video. But anyway, that's where I'm at. So I'll go ahead and insert some clips here, some stuff I've been doing. I think I got a clip of me painting some of this stuff. And I don't even know what all clips I have. I'll have to get in there and edit this video. But in case I don't say it in the final video, thanks for watching. This actually has a regular hex head bolt with a lock washer. It's kind of different, which further makes me think somebody might have changed these. Maybe whoever had this car before was really, really tall. Oh, come on. Well, I'm not going to be able to do this one-handed, I don't think. I'll try to set you guys up here and we'll see how this goes. Set you up on the dash. Of course, I can't see what the camera's looking at, so. Oh man, this thing's been severely tweaked on. Alright, so I think somebody has actually changed these brackets out. This is actually bent too, if that's showing up. That's bent down, so I'm going to straighten that. At least they're in good shape though. Man, that spring is way too... I don't even know if that's a factory spring, as weak as that is. It's already stretched out on the end. I don't think that's the right spring. All right. Alright, so I got the first coat of DP90 on the seat brackets here. I blasted them, then blew them off, wiped them down, and then shot them. That stuff's kicking off pretty good. I am not going to have time to paint this stuff tonight. I'm not going to have time to paint the leaf spring and the seat brackets tonight, so I'm just going to leave them in the garage all night with my heater on to, you know, help cook them a little bit, and then tomorrow... I don't think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, but it's going to be 40 something on the temp, I think, which is okay. At least it's not 20 something, you know what I mean? So I'll use a gray Scotch-Brite and kind of scuff them lightly and then shoot the paint to them, but at least they'll have a little bit of protection on them, you know what I mean? Seat brackets were in really nice shape, which is a good thing, but... Anyway, I'm going to let that flash off, put another coat of DP90 on, and then I'm done for tonight. Well, clean the paint gun, of course, but it's pretty much dinner time. My stomach's growling. Time to eat.